Hi, everyone. Welcome to Club Rats. My name is John. We got a little NCAA tournament in-game edition, we'll call it. List your guys' names.
What's going on, guys? Fernando.
What's up? I'm Jesiah.
London.
Craig.
So
You're crazy, Craig.
Crazy
we got
Craig.
a dog named Chief somewhere too.
Chief will be he'll be in the show. He's a halftime.
What's everybody's
edition.
other names? We got Fern. We got Butch. We got the accountant.
Mm-hmm.
We got Crazy Craig. What do you call me?
The mixed breed.
Yeah.
I'll have to cut that from the show.
No, it's okay.
I'm just joking. It's a joke. So we just kind of want to do a little in-game live. We're in the second day of the first round, what I call the first round, but technically is the second round. Mm-hmm. I'll start it off. No major upsets to me in terms of point spreads. I guess seeding there's some upsets. Let's just kind of go through. Everybody just give their analysis on what they've seen so far. Who do they like? What they don't like? We'll start off with Fern. What do you think?
I mean, I think so far pretty much you hit it right on the head. I don't think there's been really so-called any upsets. I mean, I guess Drake was a lower seed that one. I personally had him on my bracket. McNeese is not really a shocker. They were there last year. I mean, I think it's been a pretty decent tournament so far. A good first round. I mean, the better teams, I would say, have won every game, in my opinion. I mean, there's really not much negativity.
Who's been your most?
Say.
What if you had to list three impressive teams? Who would you put? Here's your top three so far.
Besides a one seed? Or just
Yeah,
like
not
anyone
regardless
else?
of seeding. Just who looks good in the tournament overall.
Who
I
did
thought-
you watch that you liked?
I don't want to sound biased, but the team who I was really shocked by was Gonzaga. I mean, I've been a Zag fan my whole life. I didn't think they would come out like that.
He's fine. He's right there.
I did not think that they were going to come out like that. They just straight up punched Georgia in the mouth. I was actually thinking about taking Georgia 6.5, but I'm glad I didn't. The Zags came out. They did their thing. They impressed me a lot. I did not expect that.
Do you think that's because Gonzaga did well or Georgia did awful?
I think Gonzaga's been there before. They have veteran players. They know what
Does
it
that
takes.
count for the first round?
I don't want to.
Let me intervene here. Georgia
they
has
scored
not
90 points.
But hang on one second.
Since 2003.
This is kind of irrelevant, but yeah, they have not won Georgia has not won a tournament game since 2003. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That is crazy.
That's what I mean. It just comes down to experience. And Mark Few's been there. He's done that. But I will say though, I didn't see that coming. I didn't think they would.
I
come
liked
out
Georgia
like that.
before the game.
Me too. I like Georgia 6.5.
I was shocked by that.
Me too. That's the most shocking thing to me this weekend. I was very impressed with how UC San Diego was able to come back and battle back in that game, especially the way Michigan started it. Obviously, you have to shout out McNeese State. They did their thing. They won. I would say that those have pretty much been the three highlights of the weekend for me. Everything else has pretty much gone kind of how I imagined it. Houston rolled, Duke rolled, of one seed. I thought it was a little shocking how Auburn played. I didn't think they looked great.
Yeah,
didn't
so
look
that was something I want to highlight. Auburn sucked. Even though they won, it's hard to say, like, oh,
They
they
looked
sucked.
unathletic in that game,
But
which is surprising.
they can't make free throws, and they let this bad team stay with them most of the game. They ended up
Not a bad team, an unknown team.
unknown team.
They
right?
may have played down to their competition as well.
They were
Alabama
100%
State had guys.
overlooking
They were
them. Yes.
playing in that game. They were giving effort. I can't say they're bad. They're playing Auburn.
I
It's
mean,
a
we
tough
just
game.
saw Florida up 35, and then they
Yeah.
just start cruising and they start getting cracked.
London, what is your turn? You're a big North Carolina fan. Obviously, devastation today.
He's wearing the socks. It's off camera,
Yeah.
but he's wearing North Carolina
I mean,
socks.
it's
If he wants to
brutal.
put his leg on top of his knee, you'll be able to see
What
him.
do you think of Duke, Cooper Flag? Give us some, because I want everybody
Duke's
loves
tough.
Duke.
I mean, Duke's tough, but I look at them as very beatable at the same time. I don't know. They're kind of a weird team to me because they'll show flashes of just complete dominance, and then they'll show flashes where they're just like they don't know what to do. They can't score. So I don't want to. I mean, every team has what team are you going to get is kind of.
Of course, everybody has that.
Yeah, but
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde
yeah,
ability.
but I guess theirs are. I don't want to say a lot more extreme because they're one of the better teams in the tournament, but
How many games have they won in a row?
it's probably close to.
The last loss I remember them taking was to Clemson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe in that stuff.
In Death Valley.
When you lose games, I mean, when you win like 15 in a row, you do just think you're going to show up and win.
Colorado
Yeah.
State
Yeah.
today.
Is that what Akron's going to do? Or Akron? They won 15 in a row.
Yeah.
So what else? I mean, but let's finish and then we'll go to
I
you,
mean,
Craig.
it's-
Hang on, we're getting to you, Craig.
I mean,
Relax.
They look good. I mean, they did what they're supposed to do.
Who would you say are your top 3 most impressive teams right now? Teams you wouldn't want to see. Who do you think's going to win it?
Florida.
St. Johnny's.
The Johnnies, a big second half team.
They are
Houston
a big
looked good,
second
too.
half team. but
Creighton looked great.
Creighton looked good.
I'd like St. John's to do well. I just don't know.
They have the talent.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm sold on
Their
them
effort's
to
amazing,
actually-
though.
Yeah.
Can
They
they
give
No,
an
beat
they
amazing
Tech?
effort.
They have a team full of hustle players who can score, which kind of sounds like that's kind of all you need, but I don't know. There's something.
There's
Maybe-
something missing from my
Yeah,
grade.
like maybe it's inexperience, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm not completely sold on them. But I'd like to see them go far.
I don't think they have a guy who's all like, "Here's the ball, go get me a bucket." I think that's what they're missing.
They got
their big is good.
Luis
They
from the
got
Bronx.
Luis and they got
Yeah.
they got the dark skinned dude. Was it not Radford?
The inside guy,
Uh,
right? Or
24.
Yeah.
No, St. John's they have multiple ways to hit you. They can hit you at each level, at the rim, kind of mid-range, and even threes.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the team you think of as a sniper.
that's what I
But
mean.
their last game, in that second half, they caught fire
They're
from
the
three.
best second half team in the country.
They-
Now, let me ask you: do you guys, if it's Texas Tech and St. John's, who do you guys
St.
like?
John's.
You like St.
I
John's?
do
Yeah,
like
same.
St.
I do
John's.
too.
I'm not sold on Texas Tech.
They kind of. I don't think they looked great yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched.
Yeah,
it.
no,
They had a record high most threes ever in a game.
Oh no, yeah, I was just gonna say it was a close game, pretty much the whole game, and then they ended up, I think they covered the lead. What it actually was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't crazy about them. Kind of how I felt about Auburn. They were missing free throws, turning the ball over, not hustling. And St. John's, how we just said, like they don't got a guy that you could give the ball to just get a bucket, but they got hustle players and they care to win. And St. John's finds ways to win, so I think they'll beat Texas Tech personally.
Craig, we want your analysis, with your God's grace of being here. Give us your analysis on the tournament, what you think. Because you're a little bit older lad. Give us your insight. Because you've seen
Well, in
a lot
terms
more
of
tournaments than
betting,
we have.
I've got
Betting and who you like, who's impressed you.
I got St. John's at 30-1. I think that's got value.
You got Michigan at
I got
1,400 to
Michigan-
1.
No, I got Michigan at 140-1. But that's just a hedge bet. So if they can win the first 2 games, you got 140-1 to play with. You start in the
Great
Sweet
bet.
16.
I mean, it's steal of a bet.
I when I was younger, I used to enjoy it. Now I'm bet. Now I just bet on everything. That's all I'm doing is just betting.
You don't care who wins.
So-
I don't care. It's all about the.
No,
money.
you're a Missouri. Your brother played. He was a Missouri Tiger for 1 year as a freshman
Right,
for
right.
Norm Stewart. He
Right.
played for Norm Stewart. So this is a guy who comes from a college basketball family. His dad played at SMU in the '60s. Jim Brockman,
Yeah.
one of the greatest SMU legends of all time. He's got some basketball knowledge. So
Yeah, I got basketball knowledge. That's why I'm. That's why I'm sitting in
Who
this
do you-
garage right here because I played basketball with all these guys back in the day.
So Craig, who do you like in the tournament going forward?
I mean, I'd probably like Florida the best. I mean, that would be the best. I mean, that's why it's down to 3-1 right now to win it. But I would say anybody that plays in a major conference championship can get there. Like anybody can. It's one game. So
Any Division
it
One
was-
Power
yeah.
5 team can
Yes,
go all the way.
yeah, anybody. That's why it's like the NCAA tournament's not normal. It's not a 3 out of 5. It's a one game and done.
One game deal. Yeah.
So you shoot bad and you end up losing. So, for instance, Michigan. That we were just talking about Michigan. That's why 140-1 has value because
On any given night, they
Yeah,
can beat anybody.
they can beat
They're not.
anybody.
They're not an automatic loss.
right. But
So you take that value. Yeah.
right. So I don't know how to answer the question. I mean,
Can they win next round against A&M, an SEC
yeah,
team?
that's
Gun to your head, Craig. Who do you pick to win the national championship right now? Who do you take?
probably Florida. I mean,
I'm in the same boat.
Florida.
probably Florida, but I'm a little biased because the Terminator, Ron Boyles, he gave me he got it 22-1 on Florida back in December.
Wow.
So he told me about that. I thought
That's powerful.
So I got it like just a month ago.
No, that's a good bet. That's a
well, until
22-1 in Florida right
unless
now.
they-
You would take
Oh,
that
that's
bet
great.
right now. That's good value.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will say this for the contest that I entered for the first time. It's called the Last Man Standing.
Yep.
This Last Man Standing contest, you have to. I think we're playing it wrong. I'm in it with John here. The Callan and I are in it together, and here's the truth. We bet all 5 tickets on Michigan, and we won
By half a point.
Okay, it doesn't matter. But the point of the contest is there's only one winner.
Yeah.
So
You should only pick one game every day.
You should pick one game every day.
It's a 14 parlay.
And you hit the 4 team. Now you got 5 tickets going into the Sweet 16. Because what happens is you start betting multiple games, then you got to win multiple games. Like if I pick 5 games, I got to go 5-0. Well, do I want to go 5-0? I mean, what are the odds of me going 5-0? Not very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to go 3-2, or 4-1, or you could go 2-3, or 1-4 even. I don't think I've ever gone 0-5, but I've never played the contest, so I don't know.
Going back to what Butch said, you were talking about Auburn, how they didn't look good.
It's all good.
Auburn, how Auburn didn't look good, and St. John's don't have a player to go to go get a bucket. You say, who would you rather see out of those two?
Auburn or St. John's?
Yeah,
I'd rather see
Auburn.
St. John's.
I'd rather see Auburn.
yeah.
I wouldn't want to play St. John's. I think St. John's from beginning to end doesn't cheat on effort, and I feel like they're going to give you 100% every time. I mean, maybe they get caught 1 or 2. No one's perfect, but I think Rick Pitino's got those guys in shape. I'd rather now, especially Auburn. I mean, I don't really count last game. They played a 16 seed. I'll throw it in here, but they lost 3 of their last 5, including the round of 64. I'd rather play Auburn than St. John's. I think they just play harder. They play more together. They play more as a team. I think they have a better coach, arguably the best coach of all time. I mean, I'd rather play Auburn myself.
Yeah.
What do you think, Leonard?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree at all. I was just kind of curious on who you guys would pick, because it kind of sounded like you were. I don't want to say talking bad about them, but you point out their flaws. You say Auburn's not that good, and St. John's
so I
doesn't
actually
have a
picked
player
Auburn
get a
to win it
bucket.
all. So I'm talking about them because I'm pissed on how
Here's
poorly
Purdue
they
making the
played.
Final Four.
All right, we're just gonna go to somebody else.
Hey, it's probably not going to happen, but I do think that
Chief will talk.
I do think that side of the bracket is the worst of the bracket. I think anybody could come out that side. I mean, we just saw Clemson. They got some of the biggest wins of the season. They just got what you call upset, if you call a 5-12 an upset, which I
Clemson's
do.
not that good.
I don't
No,
think
exactly.
But they got some
the
great
ACC
wins.
sucks. The only good
Yeah.
team is Duke.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they did beat Duke, and
They did.
They beat
At home.
Florida too, right?
But that's what I'm talking
they didn't play
about. Duke
Florida.
has
They
those
didn't play
spells where anybody can beat them. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I mean. And I don't think, beating Duke looks great on your resume, but is that indicative of Clemson's play?
I think beating
could be.
Duke is good on the resume this year. Although I like how you say, I think Duke is very beatable. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been blowing every team out.
Well, the
but
thing
like
with
I
Duke,
said,
what I
the
would say to him,
ACC
if I was
isn't
going
good.
against Duke, I would go into this game. Let's make it a 1-possession game with less than 3 minutes to go. If you can get to that moment, you have a chance to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think if they played in
They-
the SEC, they would not have the record they have.
Of course not. Of course
No,
not.
I mean, of
course
it's
not.
the ACC.
If UC San Diego didn't play in the Big West, they wouldn't be 30-4 going into the game.
I mean, that you could. Yeah, that's true. That was a bad analogy, but
I
I'm
mean,
just saying if they play, if
Michigan
they play
beat them on
better
their D
teams, I don't know who's coming up on their bracket. Who they got to play? Do you have it right here? Let me see who they're playing. All right, so they're playing Baylor, right?
Yeah.
I think they Baylor's an athletic team. Baylor could give them some trouble. I don't think they'll beat Duke.
No. I don't think
Then
so.
Arizona, Oregon.
That'll be an interesting game.
They
though.
actually look good because VJ Edgecombe actually looks like an NBA prospect. I mean, he is an NBA prospect, top 5, top 7 pick roughly, and he balled out today.
No,
he played great.
He played
great.
well. It'll be interesting. I want to see how Jeremy Roach plays in that game.
If
Yeah.
Arizona plays them, I could see Arizona getting troubles. Now, I personally don't trust
Playing who?
Arizona, Duke, in the Sweet
Oh,
16.
hell, no.
I don't think Arizona could do that, but Arizona can score. They can score
They
the ball.
can, but
I
Arizona's-
don't think Duke can beat. I don't think Duke will have a trouble.
Rebound. Sorry.
Maybe they play Bama in the Elite Eight. I don't think Bama has enough to beat Duke. Now I think Tennessee.
You don't think so? I actually think that would be a great I actually think that would be a great matchup.
I just don't
Bama has
see
no
how Bama
defense.
plays no defense.
They have 81. to
Bama's
Richmond.
like one of the
Was it
worst
Richmond? Was
defensive
it?
teams in the country.
Roger Morris.
Robert Morris.
Yeah.
Robert Morris is not a joke. They're
But
not,
at
but
the
they
same
almost
time,
lost.
one of their best players didn't
That's a
play
big
until the
shot.
last
I know.
10 minutes of the game.
we got action.
But I mean,
We have a ticket
Flag
on
is
this, right?
also he's
Yeah,
not
3.5.
100%, and they still rolled. You know what I mean?
3.5.
And granted, he was out there, but we all know he's not 100%. I don't see anyone. The only team I could see possibly beating Duke would be either Houston or Tennessee coming out of the Midwest. And then from there, if let's just say Duke does make the championship, I think whoever comes out of the West is going to win the whole thing. I think St.
That's a
John's
foul.
can beat them. I think Florida can beat them.
So I actually think that Bama Duke game I think that matchup is
Good.
I picked Bama.
very
now.
well.
Yeah, I picked Bama.
I
to
think
win
that's
that
a
game.
very I think
It's a
that's
toss-up.
that's a very good matchup there.
I would take the over. I'll take the.
So we're gonna wrap this up here. Just kind of a little in-game action with all the boys watching
Pause.
watching the NCAA tournament. What did you guys think of Bronny James going off for 17 points against the Bucks? I was actually impressed with it. Those were in-game NBA shots against a legitimate contending former NBA championship team. It was impressive.
I was actually impressed. He was actually running the offense. He got to the free throw line. He shot a couple technical free throws, and he looks like he belonged out there. Do I like Bronny James? Do I actually think he's an NBA player? Probably not, but that game,
He
looked
scored
like
17
one.
in an NBA game.
You don't like
Yeah.
Bronny?
You can't.
I'm not crazy about him.
He's still young.
What'd you think, Fern, as a Laker fan?
I mean, I'm not shocked by it. You know,
Was LeBron like showing pictures of it to the teammates in the locker room? Like, look at what my son did.
More than likely. I mean, you could just tell it on his face, dude. But I mean, I'm not shocked by it. It is what it is. It was kind of like a meaningless game. We had all our starters out.
After a game like that, does Jeannie Buss allow Jay Moore in the same floor as her? Because she sleeps on a different floor.
Maybe.
The owner of the Lakers, she sleeps on the first floor. Jay Moore, her husband, sleeps on like 2 floors above her, in the same building.
It's crazy.
Does Jay Moore get to go
Greg, we're
down
in
a
trouble
floor
here.
after the Bronny James?
I think Bronny James wouldn't be in the NBA if he didn't have a dad named LeBron James.
What do you think, London?
Yeah, of
He averaged,
course.
4 points
What's
for
the
USC?
question?
So, what do you think of Bronny James' 17-point performance?
Oh,
You got to take advantage of it.
It was impressive. I was impressed
he did
by
what
it.
he's supposed to do.
Giannis was out. The Bucks had their team out on the court. It
He was
wasn't like-
shooting well. He got he
It was
got
a step
some-
in the right direction,
Yeah.
as we would all.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It shows that he is actually improving his game. He's working on his game. LeBron did give a quote that I actually thought was smart. It was like, he's not doing this for the money. He's doing it because he loves ball. And if you love to hoop, you're going to work on your game. He's not doing this for the money. And I agree with that. So he is working on his game.
Yeah.
And I think you see a difference from him now than when he entered the NBA, where he couldn't make a corner three.
Yeah.
He didn't know when to cut. He could barely dribble the ball against an NBA defender.
Do you think that's working on your game or just getting comfortable?
Well, both. I think if you work on your game,
No
you'll
question,
be comfortable.
comfortability.
Yeah, I think.
But if you work on your game, you'll be comfortable in the game.
Not necessarily.
It's
because
confidence.
Practice,
Let me say this.
Practice reps are different than game reps.
Yeah, but
And that's why I say, like,
Shooting-wise,
do you think
yeah.
it's, do you
Let
think
me
it's comfortability or
let
just
me-
working on your game?
Let me say this: there are guys we played against NBA players and like won games. Not that they were like amazing, but still like legitimate NBA players. If you're comfortable against them, you can still make shots.
Oh, 100%.
So comfort.
It's all
I think,
confidence.
I think Bronny
It's confidence.
has confidence and he's comfortable. He's used to playing at the pro level.
yeah.
All right, guys. So that wraps up this show of Club Rats. My name is John.
I'm Jesiah.
Fernando.
The
This-
hat. Go for it. Go
Chief
For it.
here, this Chief, and I'm Craig.
And I'm the half breed.
Yeah, mixed breed.
Well,
They count.
Stop the show.
well, let's see you guys next week. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Thanks.
This is one of the greatest shows ever.